There's a reason you crave quiet, and it's not because you're antisocial. Let's really get into the reason why introverts crave solitude. There's always been so many misconceptions about why introverts like being alone or why they crave solitude. And it's not because you dislike people, it's because of how your brain processes stimulation and your energy. Here are some reasons why introverts crave solitude. It comes down to needing to mentally recharge. Say for instance, you've had a really busy, hectic day and there's been lots going on and your brain feels overwhelmed and overstimulated. Introverts need to come back to their own space and they need to be alone in order to recharge their energy and feel good again. Being alone gives us the chance to not only recharge but to reflect and to be with ourselves and our own thoughts. Introverts like to process things deeply. So being alone allows us to do that, and it's not because we don't want to be around people. We just need that time to listen to our own thoughts without any distractions. We are also very sensitive to stimulation, whether that's noise, people, certain environments. We need to get away from that sometimes. Solitude allows us to do that because it's our own space. We have control of how quiet it is and what we do there. Solitude doesn't mean that we're alone. Introverts are not lonely or alone when they choose to be on their own. You can be on your own and still feel very connected. That's the thing, we need solitude to reconnect with ourselves because we've likely been connecting with people throughout the day and it's completely drained us. So being alone, being in our own space allows us to disconnect from the outside noise and reconnect with our inner self. As I mentioned, we crave solitude because it gives us a chance to reconnect with ourselves. And often we do this through creative outlets. We love being creative, we love thinking and daydreaming, and we tend to do so many creative hobbies. We can also regulate our emotions much better when we're alone because it's very hard to do that when you're surrounded by people and you often put on a front and pretend you're okay. And then when you get home and you come back to your own space, that's when you release it all and you just calm. There's also no social pressure with being alone either. So we don't have to match up to anyone's expectations. We can just be ourselves and it doesn't matter what we look like or what we're doing. It is just us and our own space. You may not think this, but being alone actually encourages independence because you're not relying on anyone else. You rely on yourself. We get to make choices for ourselves and do things that we want to do, not because someone else wants us to do it. So I just want to run through the benefits of solitude because it doesn't mean you're lonely, and there are so many great things about being alone. One, it enhances your creativity. You can do things at your own pace and try out different hobbies and just simply enjoy them on your own. It improves your emotional self-awareness, so you're more aware of your emotions and you learn how to deal with them much better when you've got your own space and it's just you and your own thoughts there and no one else is influencing you or impacting how you're feeling or how you're regulating those emotions. Being alone also strengthens your personal identity and your values. You have time to think about who you are as a person and really get to know who you are and your likes and your dislikes, everything like that. Being alone helps to reduce overstimulation and stress. So it's a good thing to be alone. We all need that quiet time sometimes, and we all need to be able to come back after a busy, hectic day and decompress. Solitude for introverts also helps to improve our relationships because we can connect with ourselves on our own, and then that makes us feel better to then go out and connect with other people when we want to. Being alone gives us a chance to do all the things that we need to do, reflect and recharge, and then we can go back out there and be the best versions of ourselves. And this then helps us to appreciate social interactions when they happen. We enjoy having our own space, but like all humans, we do crave connection and interaction. We do need that. So what are the most common misconceptions about solitude and being alone? There are so many myths, and the main one is that when you want to be alone, it's because you're antisocial, and that's not the case at all. We as introverts can enjoy people and can enjoy having company, but we need that in moderation, and we need to be able to come back to our own space and enjoy time alone. Some people might think that being alone means you're weird or very lonely, and that's obviously not true. It's a decision that we make because it's the best decision for us. It's also a boundary that we're setting because we can't constantly be on and doing things all the time like extroverts can. Another myth is that introverts don't like people, so they prefer to be alone and they don't like people at all.
We hate people.
No, that's not true. We like people that allow us to be ourselves around them. We value people a lot, but what we value is a deeper, more meaningful connection. So we'd rather have fewer connections that really mean something and bring value to our lives, rather than having too many friends and it being overwhelming and making friends for the sake of making friends, basically. Lastly, some people might think that being alone means that you lack confidence. Now, there is a big difference between being alone and having social anxiety. Being alone doesn't mean that you lack confidence. It's just needing your own space. Shows that you're confident in yourself, that you can be alone and that you don't need anyone else around. If you love solitude, it's not a bad thing. It's just how we work. Introverts need solitude. We crave solitude because it brings so much to our lives and it really helps us. We crave it because we need it. Just think of it like food. If your stomach rumbles, that's it telling you you're hungry. And if you're overwhelmed and exhausted and your brain's thinking,
oh, I need to get out,
that's it telling you you need your alone time. You need to take a break and recharge. So those are some of the main reasons why introverts embrace solitude, why we love solitude and why we crave it. It's not a bad thing. So go and make yourself a nice cup of tea or a coffee, get a blanket and enjoy your own space. And I will catch you on the next video. Tell me what you do during your alone time as well. I'd love to know. And as always be a wonderful introverted self.